Listen up. Ray Dalio is warning we are heading straight into a financial nightmare. This is not a little bump in the road. Ray Dalio, the guy who runs the biggest hedge fund on the planet, says the United States is facing a financial reset, something we have not seen in about 100 years. He calls this a financial heart attack. Why? Because a ton of horrible economic factors are lining up all at once, creating a perfect storm. Ray Dalio has been screaming about a massive debt crisis since 2018. After the 2020 global shutdown, his warnings just got louder. He now says we are rushing towards stage 6, which he calls the war stage. You absolutely need to understand this cycle. Every single major world power, including the United States, has gone through the exact same 7 stages. His firm has studied empires from the Dutch guilder to the British pound, and they all follow the same pattern. It takes a long time, usually between 50 and 150 years, for this whole show to play out. Here is the quick, simple breakdown of how world powers rise and fall and where we are right now. Stage 1. A brand new global order is set up. This usually means a new world reserve currency. For the US, this happened back in 1944. After World War II, the entire world agreed that the US dollar was the strongest money. Stage 2. We get massive peace and huge economic growth. The new money is respected. The country borrows cash productively, meaning they invest that money and it creates even more economic growth. The debt pays off big time. Stage 3. This is where the debt bubble starts to explode and the wealth gap gets giant. The government sees that growth and wants to keep pushing it faster and faster. To do that, they have to keep borrowing more money, which creates a huge debt problem. That debt leads to inflation. Inflation is a killer for most people, but it disproportionately benefits the rich and the financially savvy. 50 years ago, the gap between what people earned and the price of assets like houses was not nearly as wide as it is today. That gap crushes the average American. Stage 4. The entire debt bubble bursts. You saw this happen in 2008. The debt crisis hit, leading to the worst economic downturn since the Great Depression. We also saw something similar in 2020, where the shutdown caused debt problems to completely collapse. Stage 5. The government panics and prints cash. This is the quick fix that destroys our future. In 2008, the Federal Reserve started printing money about $1 trillion to stimulate the economy. In 2020, we saw them print trillions of dollars and shove it into the system to save the economy. It was a temporary bandage on a massive wound. Here is the disaster that Stage 5 creates. It ruins your money. Printing trillions of dollars makes the US dollar lose value. It makes inflation shoot up like a rocket. It makes the wealth gap wider than ever before. The average person gets poorer and the wealthy get even richer. This is the stage we have been stuck in for years. And this brings us to the scary part. Ray Dalio says we are entering stage 6, revolution and wars. People get absolutely furious about the huge difference between the rich and everyone else. This causes massive instability and unrest right here at home. The government then has to use its precious resources trying to keep the country together and stop internal fighting instead of protecting us from threats outside the country. This weakness is dangerous. When a leading world power is weak and divided internally, foreign countries see an open opportunity to attack and take over. Stage 7 is the end. This is the debt and political restructuring stage. The empire collapses and the whole cycle starts over again with a new world power. Now, Ray Dalio does point out that a country can try to live longer. Like a person can eat healthy and exercise to extend their life, countries can manage their national debt, control inflation, and keep the people united. But we're facing 3 immediate, huge risks that are pushing us into stage 6 much faster than expected. These 3 risks are telling you exactly where the economy is going next, and you need to pay attention. Risk number 1, a policy recession. The US government is imposing huge tariffs, which are basically massive taxes, on products coming from tons of foreign countries. We haven't seen the full effect of this inflation yet, but the price hikes are coming. Companies have been trying to avoid raising prices, hoping to absorb the costs. But Ray Dalio's firm projects that by 2026, you will absolutely see these higher prices hitting your bank account. Think about what a company has to do. They can pay the huge tariff fees, which means their profits shrink. They can raise prices on you to keep their profits the same. They can try to find new foreign countries to buy goods from that don't have tariffs, which is a headache. Or they can bring manufacturing back home. But making products here in the United States is more expensive than producing them in places like China or India. Companies are trying to manage these higher costs, but over the next few months, we will know for sure if these tariffs will make everything you buy cost more. This entire tariff policy is creating a delayed economic slowdown that could throw us into a brutal recession. Risk number 2. Foreign money is leaving the building. The price of anything, a house, a stock, a piece of gold, is determined by one simple thing: supply and demand. If you have way more buyers than sellers, buyers fight each other, creating bidding wars, and the price shoots up. If you have more sellers than buyers, sellers have to cut their price to compete. For decades, foreign investors were buying U.S. assets like crazy. That was massive demand, constantly pushing prices higher. But since 2021, we've seen a steady, consistent drop in foreign investment coming into the United States. This means less demand for our assets. Less demand means less upward price pressure. Some people are already hinting that 2025 was even worse. Foreign investors are seriously nervous about these tariffs and whether they can still rely on the U.S. dollar. They're looking to take their cash and put it somewhere else outside of the United States. If foreign investors keep putting less money here, that means less demand and less upward pressure for U.S. asset prices. This is a massive problem because U.S. assets have become totally dependent on foreign cash flowing in. Risk number 3. The AI war. This is probably the biggest thing happening right now. Trillions of dollars are flowing into AI companies. Countries are fighting an intense battle to be the global leader in AI. Why does this matter? Because AI is going to completely change the entire path of the world economy. The country that owns the biggest chunk of this AI market share will see its economy boom. They can definitely use this to extend their time as the world power. This is the biggest economic shift we have seen since the internet took over, but it's happening way, way faster. It took the internet about 30 years to reach 1 billion users worldwide. ChatGPT hit 1 billion users in about 3 years. The speed of change is unbelievable. The United States absolutely won the internet shift. We got the massive winners like Meta, Amazon, and Netflix. China was second, but the US was the undisputed winner. Today, AI is the next wave. The countries that control the largest share of this AI shift are going to control the world economy. You're seeing Dubai, China, and the UK dumping enormous amounts of cash into AI trying to win this race. Right now, in 2024, the United States is winning when it comes to money invested in AI. But the race is far from over. I know this sounds terrifying, so should you panic? Should you run and hide? Absolutely not. This massive volatility creates a huge opportunity, but only for people who are financially smart. The warning from Ray Dalio is loud and clear. Extreme volatility is coming. 2025 was already incredibly volatile for the stock market, partly because of those tariffs. But with policy changes, foreign money pulling back, and the massive shift from AI, we're going to see huge, painful swings in the market. If all your money is sitting in just one kind of asset, you are taking a massive risk. 50 years ago, a simple portfolio might have worked. Today, that is a recipe for disaster. This is the moment when you need real asset diversification. You need protection. If one asset crashes hard, you're protected because another asset is probably flying high at the exact same time. So, what does this mean for your portfolio right now? It means spreading your money across different buckets. Ray Dalio recommends, first, investing in the United States stock market. Second, investing in foreign stocks. You can easily do this by buying foreign stock funds right here on the U.S. market. Third, investing in U.S. government bonds like treasuries. Fourth, investing in commodities. We're talking about physical gold or oil. Fifth, investing in cryptocurrencies. Sixth, investing in physical real estate. If you understand these giant shifts, you can build a diversified portfolio that protects your wealth and gives you explosive potential, no matter if the economy goes up, down, or sideways. You need to know how to research investments so you can get ahead of these massive opportunities before the headlines even hit. This coming storm creates more opportunity for the financially savvy than ever before. Hit that like button if this broke down Ray Dalio's warning simply for you, subscribe so you don't miss the next critical update, and ring that bell so you get notified right away. I'll catch you next time.